No time to plot from standard lore. Welcome into the World Building the Virtual Owl podcast. So, uh, let's talk about dungeons and D&D. So, for those that have been watching this podcast, I've talked several times about planes and organizations. I have talked about making a town. Granted, that was a coastal town, and obviously, um, I'm a DM and I do not have something planned for tomorrow. I do not. I do not. So I'm going to be making that now. Oh, very well. So yeah, they're in a forest type area. They're in a forest type town. Let me get that up real quickly. For those watching YouTube, yes, as this is a weird forest town, like it does not look like a forest town, I'll be real, by the fact that like it has stones all over the place, stone walkways, like an actual stone road. Okay, yeah, no, I do have I have a way from the north and the south to kind of like travel through the city. Yeah, but yeah, basically, like that's kind of the thing, right? Like when it comes to D&D, you don't have to fully have things prepared. But that said, uh, with the preparation just kind of ready based off of your ideas, such as like to me, I don't say that I technically have to make it so that like, oh hey, it's a forest town, okay. Well, there's grass all over the place. It's like it's well, there's dirt or ground stuff like that. So just for like the forest engine, I'll probably be using either grass A, which is what I typically do, is just place something down and kind of like give me an approximate scale. Usually I fill in the grass, so like if I see the grass, then like okay, that's probably like wasted space. Kind of see about what do I want to do with that. But it is what it is. Now, luckily I only have to plan for 4 people. Mainly because yeah, there was somebody else, but yeah, uh, it is what it is. Like if they don't feel up for it, I'm not gonna force them. New DMs so are watching this, definitely do not force your players to be there. Don't force your players to do literally anything. It's just gonna make for a not really as enjoyable experience. I usually want to go and have it be that my games are like uh providing great experiences. So like I might see you might go and see memes about me targeting people and stuff like that, but like in all honesty, I'll be real. Uh, if you're not provoking me, or otherwise trying to piss me off, like yeah, you're probably good. Anyway, so obviously, first thing I want to do is create a starting room. I usually do 5 by 5. Uh, actually, do I want to be? How much do I feel like this would be used? Um, what's a lower powered thing? Assuming there's like a guild thing, I would actually say that this one actually. I actually probably should be more using ground A for this. At least in the early stages of it. In the later stages, okay, maybe I use more grass A. Uh, let me take a look at forest creatures. So for reference, I'm just using like a Google search, like I said, for new DMs to use, going right to D&D Beyond, and because I searched up 5e monsters. So I am specifically going to be the reason why I use D&D Beyond is because I do know that they have a nice little thing and with advanced filters to where oh no, you don't even need advanced filters. So like it's just in habitat. If you click on forest and then filter the monsters, like yeah, that should be showing how it is. Technically, you can also do challenge rating, which I actually probably should. Do I want to do... Oh, it's literally just saying, like, some of these are not... it's literally just bringing so that some of these aren't actually, like, listed. Not because they are actually, like, there, but more just simply for the fact that, yeah. Oh, never mind. So there's 27 defaults. Okay, so I'm gonna say that I'm wanting everything to be at least a slight challenge. So I'm gonna say the min is a flying snake, which is D8. Let's see. So the party's technically is 5. So if I want a boss, I would say the boss level would be about 5. Wow, that cut out like nothing for a forest. Oh. Would also help if I sort it by CR again. So yeah, basically that means that the highest enemy that I would want to throw at them is something like a woodwoad or a werebear. Technically, I could throw a unicorn at them. I am kind of surprised the unicorn is found in the forest, but like, yeah, it is what it is. Now, the main reason why I'm looking at this is I'm wanting to plan the boss, kind of. Because, as ideally, you'd want it to be... like, it depends on how you're wanting it. So, like, for me, I have it so that the boss is being done mainly by the dungeon's core. So, in the deepest part of the dungeon, and there will be a core they use to just utterly destroy the dungeon. After that, like, there's no other creatures. There's, like, all of them are released, basically. And so, it is what it is. So, like, if you destroy the core, and there was a unicorn there, the unicorn basically has probably not really much reason to kind of, like, murder you. Like, it might still run away, but it may not actually murder you because, you know, what reason would it have to fight you? Like, if it doesn't really have a reason to fight you, then, like, yeah, you kind of don't need it. I'm gonna say I don't want to go for a Stegosaurus as the boss either, which is like a huge creature. What does a wereboar do? Okay, no, I don't want to deal with the warbler. Oh, we're tight. Oh, nope, I don't want. Oh, jeez, I didn't realize that apparently a Brontosaurus, which is gargantuan, counts for this. Okay. Why am I not finding a good boss? Yeah. Wait a minute. Let's see. Clock. No, I don't really think that it fits the forest theme though. I don't know. I don't know why it has a couple clockwork things like a clockwork iron cobra as like listed a like, you know, oh, freaking forest creature. I mean, I guess correct. Actually, that's an idea. How powerful is a Hobgoblin and Devastator? That's a CR4. But does provide interesting capabilities. I guess I could also do Hobgoblin Warrior. To be fair, I don't mind them being powerful if they're ranged, because that means that they have disadvantage. And let's see. So, quarterstaff, ranged spell attack +5. Okay, so that's the 48. They have a quarterstaff that will hit for 3d8 force mainly. Okay. Oh, 2 quarterstaff or 2 devastating bolt attacks. Which one did I look up? Did I look up the 20? Oh, that might have been the Monster of the Multiverse one. What? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I might do the. Yeah, I did the Monsters of the Multiverse one. I'm going to take like the Devastator for the for Bolos. That one actually has a lot more spell casting stuff, I guess. But like in terms of just like single attack type things, like the other one is just so much more powerful. Like it hits for 1d6 plus 1 and then also 3d8 for melee. Like that's insane. And then like yeah, it was a 60 feet ranged one. So yeah. Like I don't know. I guess I would go for a Hobgoblin Devastator or at least some sort of Hobgoblin. Let me now look up Hobgoblin. Because like if I look because like Hobgoblins would fit a theme, because I do like to use themed dungeons, especially with the the living dungeon thing. Because like typically how I do with the living dungeons is similar to the actual manga, or rather the light novel. Like there's bonuses to theming, so I kind of like to match that as well. Like I don't fully track like, oh hey, here's how many points the dungeon has, here's what enemies it has on its list, here's everything else, and yada yada yada. Like I don't care. I do not care at all in the slightest about it. So yeah. It is what it is. So all hobgoblins are medium. Okay. So I can work with that. Okay, so basically the part of the reason why I go and do this is the fact that I now know that they do have excellent choke points. So I now have the I now can have the hallways as a single tile for reference. That's part of why I usually like to identify like what might I have as creatures, because I want the hallways to be as big as the largest creature that would be going through it. So like I believe I believe with the Amethyst Dragon Lair, like that's in the other one, or in the other campaign, and I have it as a 2 tile gap, because on each turn like the dragon, for example, they can become medium as they want to. So like if they're not really needed to deal with like combat type stuff, they can just transform to a medium creature and just like go through all of it. Like it does not matter. Uh, the other thing about it is the fact that it can just teleport it through there anyway. So like it doesn't technically need to like have it be in its dragon form to be able to go through it. Uh, but it does have large ones, which are 2x2. So therefore, it needs well, yeah, therefore the hallways are about like 2 tile gaps basically. So that's kind of a general thing I use for our like making dungeons. And so now I have 2 rooms, one that's 5x5, one that, well, actually, yeah, 2 that are 5x5, and they're separated by a 1 tile, well, by 1 tile to the south. So, I would say that I would want this to be there. I do say that they probably would be getting through, that the adventurers would be getting through a few rooms. I'm not gonna say they're gonna get through the entire dungeon, but at least through a few rooms before I start going like, you know, there's like grass at. So, really, I would say that I would want to go and, actually, do I want to give them a choice in the first room? I could, but I freely say that you don't want it to be like effectively that you always have a choice in which room to go. The main reason for the fact of that is effective decision paralysis. 2, it can just be like absolutely confusing, and so it is that way for that reason. But like it's also one of those things where it's like, how many rooms do you want to go before you actually just say like, yeah, like you have a decision now finally. Because like technically always they do have the way, they do also have the way they came through. Like if they were saying like, oh yeah, no, like we're not wanting to go this way, let's go back and head like a different direction. That's fine. That's fine. Now that's not to say that there's not like a enemy gathering treasure there, but that's beside the point. In typical fashion, it's probably not going to be an enemy that is like blocking treasure. I do say you should scatter it throughout. If they miss something, they miss something. And basically, it is what it is. As like by technicality as well, like if they did miss something, here's the beauty of being a DM. Technically, you could go and just say like, yeah, no, like here's just like there's the treasure hoard, or like all the loot that they didn't pick up is just happened to be there. Like it was just dead ends on the other ways. And then like yeah, to be fair, if they go back through there and complain about like, hey, why is there a treasure here? It's like, well, I'll be real, I didn't expect you to go back there and get the treasure. Like you guys got to the horde at the end, you beat the big bad boss. I thought that you guys weren't gonna go back through the dungeon, so I just gave you all the loot that you guys missed. Is therefore you guys didn't have to worry about going back out. Like yes, there's normally things here so that you don't have to go and beat the big bad to get like a bunch of treasure, or is that you can use the treasure actually on the big bad. But like it is what it is. As like not like every group plays differently. It's exactly why yeah, it's exactly why I go and let people like I come in and go, like within reason, for of course. Like the Tuesday one is a little bit more of invite only, but like it is what it is, effectively. So I do want to choose one of these two rooms. I don't want to leave it like I don't want to have it be that they have to go 3 deep into this dungeon before it actually is a choice. I guess I'll just do a roll, because obviously, like I said, if you can't decide what to do, a die is your friend. Okay, it's on the high. Okay, so I'm gonna make it so that there's another room out to the right. Now, technically, yes, I could do it to the left, but I typically just plot it so that, like, everybody's in the upper left. Main reason for that is the fact that, like, in general, on the site that I use, in general on R20, it sends you into the upper left anyway. So, if you're wanting to be, if I just apply to where, like, you're automatically going to the upper left, then, like, you'll be there immediately. I do also like using Roll20 for the fact that it has dynamic lighting. I'm not sure if you have to pay for it. I believe you might. I do hope that they go and do, like, at least the basic thing for that, and, like, add a couple other features, like I don't even care if it's just like, oh hey, yeah, by the way, it's basically just like the Fog of War, but it just deletes it basically. But yeah. Obviously, at that point, then do another 5x5 to the right. So, this is the interesting thing. I can just continue going and making a dungeon this way, if I want to. I'm gonna say that I'm going to keep doing it a little bit longer, at least until I start getting a little bit more ideas about where to go. So I'm gonna do another table. High is to the right, low is to the bottom of it. Okay. So one's vertical, and then I'm going to do another 5. How many ways do I want for the other one? Okay, sorry. So the bottom path will have all choices currently. So it'll go up into a 5x5. Yeah, basically, like, you start up in the center, and then you can go right to and that'll be 3 rooms. You can go down for a room, which will go and give you a left. Well, technically it'll give you a left and a straight option if you want to. But yeah. Actually, I'm gonna say that right here's the first treasure room. So if you go down, take a left. There's a treasure room right off through that area. So there's probably gonna be a fight. Don't get me wrong. There'll probably be a fight. If you go immediately to the left. But right after, by continuing on, you will get loot. You will get loot after that. Obviously, I don't want it to be like a straight ahead type thing. For reference, I do want it to be like usually off the beaten path, basically. That way, it's like you kind of like, I don't have to say immediately that your character sees treasure, but like the moment that you peer around the corner, it's like, oh hey, there's treasure in the next room. Let's murder this thing, and stuff like that. Like, it is what it is. That's simply what I like having in dungeons, basically. I mean, obviously you can be different. I'm not saying that you have to do everything exactly like how I am doing. But like, it is what it is. I'm just here to kind of give slight advice, basically. Uh, and so like, yeah, I'm going to say that with this, that it's probably going to be another down. And then I'll say after about the... I'd say that this was the next path, basically. So I'm going to want to make another treasure room, because obviously, like I said, I have 4 players, so I want about 4 treasure rooms. That way they each get a magic item, basically. For one of my players that does not have dark vision, I'm probably going to give them goggles of night. That way I don't have to ever really worry about them, not having dark vision. Like, I don't know, kind of seems like something that I should, want them to do. Now I will say that there will be a yeah, like I'll say probably 2 treasure rooms. So with this there's going to be 3. It's going to be a little bit easier now. And so now there's a 4 tile part, and to the right I'm going to make it grass into a 5x5 grass room, rather than like this kind of like destroyed grass type terrain. And mainly because like with this point, like adventurers probably are not adventuring in as quickly. And so like it's kind of a showcase that the dungeon has gotten harder. Now, keep in mind, I probably would give them a level up after this, but that's not to say that there's anything. So back up to the top with the other one. So now that on the right side we have the entrance, another area, like right to the south, and then like a treasure room to the left after you go through a room. So you go through the room, then it's the left. Going straight through 4 rooms. So that choice gets another treasure room. And yeah, then the dungeon's gotten up in difficulty. Actually, do I want to go and make it so that there's another area? I could. Do I? Actually, I guess I'll come back to it after I do it. Because I wanted the third... I wanted it to be that there's a treasure room after you get through 3 rooms on both sides. Or rather, after you get through 2. So, on the side going to the right, you just go through 2 rooms immediately. Just keep heading straight. Then hang a right, and you'll immediately get into a treasure room. Now, the trade-off is they're immediately going to be seeing an enemy. Or an enemy's going to be around the corner, basically. So, I do say that's going to be a little bit interesting. Do they go over to where there's an obvious enemy? Or do they go to someplace else? It is what it is. And then there's another 5x5 room after. So, obviously, I'm wanting the treasure rooms to be about the same distance and also make sense. So, obviously, I kind of want it to be like, oh hey, yeah, there's a fight. Do you go through it, or do you just ignore the, like, do you go through for the possibility of treasure? Which, yes, there is treasure. Or do you just ignore it for the fact that, hey, we technically don't have to fight it. But should we fight it? Yeah, probably, just so that it doesn't come back. That way it doesn't come block our path on the way out and stuff like that. Like, it is what it is. So, yeah. What do I do now? I'm kind of blanking on it. Let me go and see. Let me go and think about it. Because, okay, yeah, I don't want to go and do another roll. I think I have an idea. So, obviously at the top, it's not going to be much decisions, just kind of a straight path. Basically, like, yeah, you can take a break to the side for treasure. So, it goes 5 rooms, well, five rooms, all separated by a one tile gap with a one tile, 1x1 hallway directly in the center of the room. Going down from the end, we have another 1x1 hallway, and then do 5x5 for the kind of a little bit broken grass. And then I'll probably do another 1x1 for the final treasure room, leaving open a bigger area. Now, I will say that this is where the dungeon gets harder in both areas. So there's a 5x5 room. For the most part, they can go back if they want to, get the other items, and pass it up. Or they can go for the horde. So this is where it does get a little bit trickier, I guess, because like I have like basically think of it as like a tic-tac-toe board, or I have an X in the lower right, or lower left, and then I have a O in the upper right. Actually, I guess it technically would be like, yeah, basically it's kind of like, think of it as that way. I'm needing to find a way that kind of connects all of that together, basically. Because, like, obviously, like, I can't use the center. The center is kind of like a matchup. But obviously, I can't, I also can't use, like, I can't directly use as effectively the, yeah, I can't use, like, I can use the center, but, like, I directly can't use, as, well, yeah, actually, I guess it depends on how I connect it. So, like, the ones that you definitely, that can't be, like, straight lines, is, if I have the big treasure hoard in the top left or the top right, or the bottom right, then technically I cannot have a straight path for either. Like, it has to, like, basically would mean that it would mean that I can have a straight line from the bottom left to the bottom right, assuming well, yeah, if the treasure room is in the upper left, I can have it be a straight line to the bottom right from the bottom left. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, what do I want? Do I want, for example, a sort of safe room, basically? And I say quote unquote safe room because it's a living dungeon of sorts. So by technicality, there's nothing saying that the living dungeon doesn't say, like, hey, yeah, by the way, if there's people in this sort of room, don't attack them. But the dungeon says, yeah, no, go in there and absolutely eviscerate them. That's not the time of the enemies for going in there and murdering. No, not after that. Like, it literally is just a dungeon saying, like, yeah, no, don't harm anybody in there. Unless I say to. So yeah, that's a fun little thing. I'm sure that would only work once, and then your players would then immediately go and be like, "Are you sure that's a safe room? Are you sure? Are you sure there's not going to be enemies that come in there and murder us again?" And so yeah, but that would mean that I could in theory use a like wood as a boss technically. So like here's kind of my plan with the like with the more destroyed grass. That's effectively like a CR1 to like 2 area. Obviously the boss is the hardest enemy in the dungeon, and then in the like well done style grass, like you might see in like a rich person's lawn, that is like actually able to take care of it all, then yeah, it's probably going to be a CR3 to 4. So I'm going to do immediately to the left. Never mind, scratch that. I'm wanting that to be to the south. I realized what kind of what my plan was going to be doing as a symbol, and I kind of do not want that. So obviously treasure rooms in the upper left. Where would be best to... I'm gonna have it be that it's the upper left treasure room connects to bottom right. There's a middle that gets connected to each side. And so like the bottom left connects to the middle, or rather the bottom left connects to the middle bottom connects to the middle connects to yeah, it's kind of like, do I want where do I want the empty space, or do I want it to have it be the like technically I could have the boss be in the center for reference. I could technically have the boss be in the center. You know what? For the sake of it, I'm gonna make it easy. I am gonna make it so there are 2 safe rooms. So one's the top center. The other is bottom right. Those would be the 2 safe areas. Or quote-unquote safe areas. Are they really safe? No, not really. But people assume they are safe. If no monsters attack people that are in there, seems safe enough. Like, who knows? Seems perfectly fine to me. But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. I'll be real, I thought that those would take more time. Now, the main issue with dungeons, though, that I have is the fact that, like, you see how this planning took, like, about 40 minutes. Yeah. I already can tell this is going to be, like, about 3 sessions. Like, I'm not even joking, it will probably about 3 sessions, because of just the combats. Like especially with new players, I'll be real. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. Uh, but it is what it is. Let me go and export the. Let me export this and get onto the actual site, and then I can start playing the enemies. For reference, if anybody's curious about uh, me doing it, I typically will export it as a PNG, and if you're using the 200 pair studio thing, I usually just don't actually add the coordinates. I usually do have the transparent background and show grid on result, but it is what it is. In this case, it should be a 29 by 29. Obviously, depending on which depending on which site you're using, and that will determine on what you actually need to use for pixels per square. I use row 20, so like I said, I just need it as like 70 by 70 pixels. But like fantasy grounds need us 100, battlegrounds is like 120. U realms is 50 surprisingly, and the maximum is like 200. So yeah, it is what it is. I just use PNG because it makes it a little bit smaller. Okay, so this is actually very cool. I did not realize that Ninja Painter did this now. So like basically I'm used to these black tiles actually being brought over with it, but no, apparently not. I don't have to deal with it now. Interesting. Cool. So obviously I'm on the map player. Some of the things that I do frequently do is I usually prefer to do a pin because it makes it to where it's easy enough to just do various lines. And where would it be for the next thing? Because yeah, like I actually have it be like usually just like regular 1 inch walls, well, regular walls, but like yeah, because like I typically want it to be like I have dynamic lighting set up, so like obviously like when I go to the token thing, uh, I drop down like say yeah, which one would be one that I could do? Bob maybe? Did I not control Bob? Hold on. So Bob just had no vision. That's what that is. So yeah, like this is kind of like the main thing that is important to note. Like if you take a look at it, like yeah, there's a lot of places where he should not actually be seen. However, if like say over here I make a wall, um, like this is just like basically the forest stuff. But yeah, the neat thing is it actually does restrict his vision. So yeah, that's why I do like BTTs with dynamic lighting, and do kind of wish that they would at least add like this as a basic thing. I'm not sure if they have. They might have with Roll20. I don't know. I have a pro one, so that it actually like loads somewhat faster. And then I also use jump gate, so it's like again extra fast. But yeah, like I it just generally adds in walls. I usually try to like formulate like all walls at once, basically. So like here's gonna be annoying, basically. Oh wait, no, the inner is going to be annoying because yeah, like here's not going to be that bad, so I'm going to show up with this because like yeah, there's a cross in the lower right that I went and made. That makes this like so much easier to like actually make a wall for, or that will go and like hide things, but part of the reason why I do recommend dynamic lighting as well is so that like I with these things, like if I make a yeah, if I make a hobgoblin, and right, like just general hobgoblin, and I'm gonna do that one because that's just a easier sheet for me. So like by technicality, like yeah, I know that's set up and stuff like that. If I move it out of here, it will do this basically. But like yeah, it's one of those things where it's like right now if oh whoops. Would help if I actually had that on the token there. But yeah, like luckily it's now added, so I can just do it this way. But yeah, like right here, they actually can just straight up see it because there's a wall here. But if I make it over here into the other corner, then technically the creature and the character cannot actually see each other. So that's why I usually go and like prepare all of this. So I'm going to just do the boring thing of like getting all these little like walls done just simply so that like you're all not bored about me constantly like, well, here's a wall, there's a wall, etc. The wall here and stuff like that. Okay, I am seeing one thing to annoy me about the dynamic lighting. Why is this occurring? I don't know why. Like it literally is just like, oh hey, by the way, here's just a casual corner with a line, and it's not gonna block sight. Why? I don't know. I honestly could not tell you why it's not blocked. But yeah, it is what it is. Like I understand it being like, oh yeah, like this here thing, which I'm gonna try to do it all in one sitting, and basically just be like as close to like perfection as I can. It's obviously gonna be like quite hard, but like it is what it is. I basically do say like always like try your best, whether it's be like dynamic lighting, or just like you know, you actually like making NPCs and other things like that. Like I I do say that D&D players shouldn't really have like unrealistic expectations. Like I do say it's fair to go and have it be like, oh yeah, like here you go, here's like I I yeah, like I do say that they should at least expect you to like have like a session for them, like what I'm doing right now. But like I I definitely do say that like they shouldn't expect you to be like, oh hey, yeah, like let's just have it be like this person is doing like a full-time job unless they're literally paying you like what for like about 45 for a session or more, like yeah, honestly, like or at least if you're not like I guess it doesn't have to be like 45, but like it has to be like it at least should be like around minimum wage for like each session, before they can like really expect you to be like doing full-time job level work. But yeah, anyway, back to the end of this. Okay, so for the most part this looks fine. Like there's a couple like jagged edges and stuff, but like I said earlier, it's kind of one of those things where it's like either A, it's not my fault like over here, or B, it's kind of one of those things where it's like just kind of tried the best and yeah. things like this was basically just like, yeah, just tried the best, and it really just did not go over. Now, like I said about dynamic lighting, it is nice in the idea that I do have like this, and so I can just kind of drag this character like around the dungeon, at least see like, okay, so yeah, this is how like they see it. This is how well the lighting has been done, stuff like that. And then obviously like have them like run back through to like the other thing. That's another point where they like that's the reverse of this, unfortunately, and apparently. But like, yeah, it is what it is, effectively. Not all of this stuff is can be changed. Like, do note that like every single thing that you do in D&D, it might work, it might not. It all depends on the group, really. Um, Such as like I know for a fact that Living Dungeons kind of confused a different group. It is what it is. This group may not actually even remotely like dungeon crawling. Like maybe they do actually enjoy social bits more. Who knows? It's like who knows at this point. I'm just making this. I'm making this entirely for the sake that then I don't have to worry about what it is that's there. So, I guess some other things that I can do is add another handout for the forest dungeon magic items. So I obviously want the first one to be the goggles on night. Now, to be fair, the interesting thing is, as I am going to have it be that the horde has whatever. Like, that's just money, basically. If they find something useful in the horde, okay, sure, fair enough. That is up to them. They want to keep it because you never know, maybe it's useful. Then, like, yeah, they can keep it. Nothing says that they can't keep it. Now, that said, if they decide to not keep it and instead sell it, well, that's the point too. Like, it is what it is, effectively. So, each thing should be somewhat divisible by 4. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna just do the loot tables. So, obviously, like I said, there's a couple of different loots. Okay, cool. Well, wait, loot value as a downtime activity? What the frick? Oh, oh, it's just the crime thing. Okay, cool, good. I'm looking at blue for loot value, and then it's like, wait, loot value? That's actually interesting. What does that mean? It's like, oh no, it's the crime thing of like, hey, by the way, do these specific things. DC 10 gives you 50. DC 15 gives you 100. DC 20 gives you 200. And if you're wanting to go and like I get well, if you're fine with the DC on a stealth check, a dexterity, and then your choice of wisdom, investigation, perception, or deception, then yeah, if you're fine with the DC being 25 on each of those, you get 1,000. Like, yeah. I was looking for the I was looking for individual loot. Yeah, challenge 0 to 4, because that's what I was looking for. The horde might be a bit different, but yeah. Okay, so there's gonna be 4 of them. So I roll 4d100. Okay, so um, actually, wait, are they all on different layers? There's, I think so. So yeah, basically, there's a treasure. No, there's 2 treasure rooms that are on 3, or on 2nd. Like I said, I don't want it to be like, oh hey, by the way, you get to the next one, and it's like, yeah, there, but yeah, it is what it is, basically. Um, so I'm gonna do kind of like Battleship. So 2, 3, a 2, 4, or 3, 2. For reference, I'm doing call number then row number. So like the bottom one is 5, 1, basically. So then, for reference, that would be. Oh, we want to go to that bottom one first, actually. The bottom one is in plat. So it's 1d6 plat. The second, the right one is as 5d6 copper. Then there's also a I'm gonna reverse the more inner one. Because like it's basically saying like the more inner one is worth more. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So like I'm gonna reverse it so that it's 3d6 electrum for the one that you'd encounter second, and it's 5d6 for it's 4d6 silver, basically. Now, like I said, I'm going to be doing averages, so actually, sure, it's going to be the final thing. So 4d6, so it would be 13 silver. Actually, I'm gonna mark it as 13. Actually, yeah, add 3 to it, so it's 16 silver. Because I do want it all to be like somewhat evenly divisible. 3d6 electrum. Okay, cool. It is as 12 electrum. Copper, I'm not going to care as much about, because, okay, cool. Like, it's just 20 copper, like, not really that big a deal. Obviously, like, each of these, it's more going to be the value of the magic item. Yeah, I might go and just, like, move that up to an 8. That's fine. And, like, it is what it is. Obviously, like I said, you can be nice, you can be mean, and like I went and told some people that like the first 2 rules of D&D, like 1, don't piss off your DM. 2, don't provoke your DM. Cause yeah, several people were saying that I haven't been mean. Yeah, I don't know about where they're getting at me actually being mean at. Like, you clearly just do not know me. If you're counting me as mean, like it's either A, you're lacking context behind what's been going on with me, or B, you don't actually know me. It's clear about that. Because like, yeah, I usually have. If I have reasons, if I'm pissed off at you, there's reasons. There's only what. Yeah, I've only banned actually banned knowingly 2 people that are actually people. One was constant negative interactions, and then the other was parasocial. So, yeah, hi, very clear reasons. Everybody else, I may not have had full great interactions with said people, but even with the people that I banned, I don't wish ill will on them. I don't do anything else. It is what it is. So yeah, obviously, I guess I should plot the magic item treasure. So first is goggles of night. I'm definitely planning for that to be a one for Mavis. So, like I said, I frequently do plan for it to be one magic item for each person. Now, for reference, this can be near this one. It could be near a different town if I want it. It just basically is to be a forest. So the walls are basically just densely packed they're densely packed trees basically. So you might see through them occasionally, but in general they're gonna be blocking your vision and not letting you cast through it. So yeah, that is basically what it is effectively. Yeah, I'm gonna browse magic items. I do have a list of it, but I'm gonna go for uncommon. I mean, technically, yes, I can gonna be doing rares, but it is what it is. Oh, would help if I'm actually browsing official content, not just on things. Because I was looking at something, I was like, wait, what source book is that from? And then I see a actual thing, it's like, wait, what? But yeah, I guess I might go and just take a look back at some of these because ideally you'd want it to be something that benefits people. This one I might actually. Yeah, this one actually, I do say, I have a couple things. So I'm gonna list the second one as Bob. So, stat, boosting item. So basically a couple ones that jump out to me with that is Amulet of Health, which would basically boost your constitution. And Headband and of Intellect as well. Those are a couple of notable ones, and like I said, it's I still do plan. I'm planning to go and add the magic item to whichever place they go to. So if they go to if they go to the right and just immediately go to if they go to the one that's immediately on the top row, basically. So you just take a turn immediately upon entering the dungeon, and just go straight until you find the dungeon horde. I don't mind the goggles night being there. If they go down and then go off to the treasure place, I don't mind that being the place as well. Basically, it's kind of one of those ones where it's by technicality, they want to go to the furthest down one, and then go to the ones that you would access via the other pass before they go to the final one. Ultimately, whichever way they get to all the treasure, it's fine, but it is what it is. So yeah, obviously the random treasure hoard is going to be different, and who knows. But the ones that I usually intend to, those will usually have more specific ones, and more just simply because like I usually try to even out magic items, especially for like things that might actually help players. So like Mavis, for example, does not have dark vision, so she very much needs goggles of night. That will help her with the night vision thing. Obviously, your players are different, so like I suggest making the other things for that. Actually, I guess I should do the hard because that's not for you. Okay, so now let's go and roll up this random treasure thing. So first off, let's do 66 for all the copper. So obviously I'm going to edit this later. Actually, was there times how much? Oh yeah, it's like times 100. So I basically just like add 100 to the DC. So that's 800. And then 2d6 times 10, so 70 gold. Now my players are probably going to have a field day with that. They're probably going to very much want it, especially if they know this. They might see this, which, to be fair, if they see it, like, oh well. It is what it is. Okay, so no magic items then. So let's see, 2d6. So, then it is 10 GP gems. Oh, I didn't mean to capitalize that. But yeah, that's all the general things. Obviously, like, my recommendation is to like, not necessarily have them have like no fights or have the fights only be for like the treasure ones. But I will go and say that I will change up where things are. So I'm not going to show exactly where everything is, just because my players do decide to, like, you know, show up for this, kind of see about where things are. But yeah, in general, like for those that are actually seeing it on YouTube, to where you have the visual, like there's one treasure room, there's the second, there's the third, and then there's finally the fourth. With the horde are obviously right there in the center of the map. So yeah, obviously I'm probably going to like it's definitely is one of those ones where it's like there's a method to my madness. I know it may not seem like, wait, you mean this mad guy actually has plans? Like, this mad guy actually knows a thing or two? This guy, that's, like, absolutely insane is not actually, like, mean 100% of the time. They're not actually, like, you know, out to get their players, like, they constantly joke and meme about. Like, yeah, no, like, I'm told, like, honestly, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, like, it's fun to mess with the players. I have a great time. Hopefully the person that left actually was not leaving for things like that, because I do know that it's like, yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's totally not true. I'm totally not going to be absolutely murdering them. I do have an encounter specifically for them, simply because it'll be funny. It's not going to be, it is going to be one of the ones where it's like, yes, as a DM that's pissed off will probably throw it at you, but I do say that you can use those without actually having it be specific to like target a player. It's just one of those things where it's like, if you are using, like, say, a shadow or an intellect devourer, or like basically have it be some sort of like lore reason. And shadows, I don't know about what lore reason you can have, but intellect devourers, if you're having like mind flyers or some stuff like that, like yeah, definitely feel free to go and use intellect devourers as well. Like mind flyers will frequently have intellect devourers as well as like several other enemies that are capable of deep speech. Like I yeah, just simply because something is like a very brutal enemy doesn't mean that your DM's being mean. It does not mean and that you're being mean. And like honestly, it just depends about like how your group is, what the dungeon is, and other things like that. So for the forest dungeon, like yeah, yeah, I feel like this is generally good enough, basically. Like, yeah, I don't fully know about whether I'm wanting to do it. I might have it be that, like, depending on which side you go to, you might going to have an easier or harder fight, mainly because you can might possibly deal with an enemy before. So, yeah. Definitely, I do things like that as well. Like, I feel free to reward player choice. So like, I maybe one way is easier, maybe one way is harder, or maybe the harder way makes the boss fight easier, or something else like that. Who knows? As only one way for the players to find out, right? Uh, and so with all that said, hopefully y'all enjoyed this. As I am definitely sorry that I can't do the other roll table. It's kind of unfortunate, but I'm not going to like change up how the roll table is just simply because like, oh hey, yeah, here's something for it. Like it is what it is. Like so yeah. Uh like I said, I still need to plot the magic items, so other than things like this, well, other than the one that is like very much like confirmed, like yes, I very much want this player to have this, only because it's kind of required for them to have it. But yeah, it is what it is. However, I will ultimately, well, yeah, I do. New episodes of this will be posted every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Hopefully I'll see you for that. Obviously, for those who want to see me yap about anything else, like I have a Twitch. It's down in the description of YouTube as well. Discord as well is another way. Feel free to suggest to go to YouTube and suggest anything down in the comments, and or even like join the Discord and say, hey, by the way, I want to see you do like something like this. So yeah, all that's all that's easy. But we all know that DMing and can be hard to think of various things. It's definitely very easy though, because there's nothing else you can roll in the moment. However, happy game mastering to each and every one of you watching this, and just have a generally great day for the rest of you.